move, the Colorado State University hurricane season forecast for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Obviously an important thing here in South Florida. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers together and take a look at their initial projections. Now, just as a reminder, before we break down the numbers here, this is just a forecast. It is impossible to know exactly how many systems we are going to have brew in the Atlantic, but this is what climate models are hinting towards. So in an average year, we have 14 named storms, 7 of which becoming hurricanes and 3 becoming major hurricanes. The latest projections from Colorado State University have an above average season expected for the Atlantic basin, with 17 named storms, 9 of which becoming hurricanes and 4 becoming major. So not as active a projection as last year, if you recall, where it was just astronomically high, but certainly higher than average in each of these 3 fields. Now, there are various things that these scientists are studying and that are really factored in while making their hurricane forecast, and a lot of things that impact how active a hurricane season will be. So we have the pattern over in the eastern Pacific when we're talking about the pattern of either El Nino or La Nina. Now, just as a reminder, El Nino years usually make conditions unfavorable for hurricanes in the Atlantic basin. La Nina years are more favorable for tropical development. Atlantic water sea surface temperatures, and then ultimately wind shear and Saharan dust that we talk about all the time whenever summer rolls around. Now, right now, projections are hinting at a weak La Nina is what we're currently in, but projections showing us leaning toward a ENSO neutral, which means not a La Nina and not an El Nino, so kind of in that weird middle ground. The reason why this is important is what's going to tip the scales in regard to whether or not we see a more active year or a less active year. I think with the above average sea surface temperatures that we're currently monitoring, that would skew it towards a more active season, and that's where Colorado State University getting many of their projections from, or one of the key components they utilize. Now, coming up a little bit later this afternoon, just after 12:30, I'm going to be hopping on our CBS News Miami stream in order to provide a more in-depth analysis into the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season projections, and then also later this afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera will also provide his analysis so that we can show you what we can expect as we move ahead into the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Until then, from the Next Weather Sphere, I'm Next Weather meteorologist Shane Hinton.